By the time the sun rose over the glass towers of the city, everyone already knew the name Aria Montclair, not because she was kind or gifted, but because she was impossible. The billionaire's daughter had broken tutors with her silence, driven nannies to tears with her defiance, and turned every bright morning into a battlefield of frustration. Yet on one ordinary day, under clear daylight and buzzing city sounds, a simple waitress would do what money, power, and authority never could. If you believe in kindness and second chances, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Soulful Heart Story, because this story is for hearts that still believe change is possible. Aria was 12, sharp-eyed, guarded, and angry in ways adults rarely understood. Her mother had passed away years earlier, leaving behind a mansion full of sunlight that never reached the corners where grief hid. Her father, Victor Montclair, built empires by day and filled the emptiness by night with replacements, tutors, therapists, nannies, each one convinced they could fix what others could not. None lasted. Aria refused lessons, ignored rules, and treated every helping hand as an enemy. The more control they tried to impose, the more fiercely she pushed back. Victor watched helplessly, standing behind glass walls and boardroom schedules, believing success could eventually solve anything. One bright afternoon, during a rare daytime outing meant to distract Aria, Victor took her to a quiet cafe near the river. It was meant to be brief and controlled, another supervised attempt at normalcy. Aria sat stiffly, eyes narrowed, daring the world to disappoint her again. That was when Lena Calder, a young waitress with tired eyes and a gentle presence, approached their table. Lena had no idea who Aria was. She saw only a child braced for battle and a father drowning in silence. Lena made a small mistake with the order. It was nothing serious, but enough to ignite Aria's frustration. The girl knocked her glass over, the sound sharp in the midday calm. Everyone expected the usual: discipline, apology demands, or embarrassment. Instead, Lena calmly cleaned the spill, her movements unhurried, her expression steady. She did not scold, she did not withdraw. She simply stayed present, as if Aria's anger was not something to fear. What Lena did next was unthinkable to those who believed authority was the only language children understood. She treated Aria like someone worth understanding, not correcting. Lena noticed the tight grip in Aria's hands, the tension in her shoulders, the way her eyes kept drifting toward the river outside. She offered Aria a simple task: help carry napkins to another table, something small, harmless, and unexpected. There was no reward promised, no punishment implied, just trust. To everyone's surprise, Aria followed her. In the daylight of that cafe, something shifted. Aria moved stiffly at first, ready to bolt, but Lena walked beside her, not ahead or behind. For the first time in years, no one tried to manage Aria's emotions. Lena allowed them to exist. Over the next hour, Aria helped quietly, wiping tables, stacking menus, watching people come and go. The cafe became a place without pressure, where mistakes were cleaned up and life continued. Victor observed from a distance, his chest tightening as he realized what all his resources had failed to give his daughter: space to be human. Lena never asked about wealth or status. She never demanded respect. She offered responsibility, dignity, and patience, all under the honest light of day. When Aria finally returned to her seat, something had softened. Not completely, not magically, but enough to let warmth in. That afternoon marked the beginning of change. Aria still struggled, still resisted, but she also began helping. At the cafe on weekends, then at community kitchens. Lena remained a steady presence, not a savior, but a reminder that control was never the answer. Victor learned too. He learned that love could not be outsourced, and healing could not be bought. He rearranged his days, choosing daylight moments over late-night meetings, choosing presence over perfection. Aria learned that her anger did not define her, and that being seen did not mean being trapped. If this story touched your heart, Please take a moment to engage with the video. Your support helps stories like this reach people who need them. And before we end, comment below and tell us, do you believe kindness can succeed where control fails? Under the bright sky of an ordinary day, a simple waitress did what power never could. She listened, she trusted, and in doing so, she changed a life, proving that sometimes the unthinkable is simply choosing compassion.